If you're looking for one motorcycle that does it all perfectly, then I'm here to tell you there is no such bike. But if you're looking for the most versatile mid-size motorcycle, then the choice has never been better. As many motorcycle riders can only afford one bike, this is a very real scenario for many riders. In this series of 5 videos, I'm briefly going to compare which current and new models I believe give riders the best value for money while offering them the most versatile riding experience possible. I'll discuss the merits of a few very good all-round motorcycles based on 5 criteria. Number 1. Does it have a low cost of ownership? Is the motorcycle easy to maintain, relatively inexpensive in its base form, cheap to run, and is it reliable? Number 2. Is it optimal for all-weather daily commuting? Number 3. Is it practical for long-distance touring? Can you carry luggage and travel longer distances or tour on this bike comfortably? How would it be for 2 people? Number 4. Is it dirt-worthy for off-road? Is the bike really capable of light to moderate off-road use, perhaps even single-track exploring in the backcountry? And finally, the 5th criteria, could you use this as a sporty road or even a track bike? Will the bike's performance keep you entertained and excited on the road or track? What I'm not including in this list is looks. These are subjective and are an intangible when ranking bikes based on functionality. Where looks rank on your list of criteria is your business, not mine. Few motorcycle designs are as successful as Suzuki's DL series of motorcycles, adapting slowly to new tech, eschewing the temptation to bloat horsepower and size. Instead, favoring a gradual evolution based on rider feedback, they become so reliable, comfortable, and familiar that they fall right out of favor and are dismissed as boring and in need of a refresh by many in the media. A new evolution may be launched and the media fanfare is muted simply because, essentially, it's more of the same, with minor upgrades based on comfort, reliability, and purpose. Welcome to Suzuki's V-Strom 650, the bike Honda should have designed. At 10,195 Canadian, the Suzuki DL650 V-Strom is a great value bike, and a few $100s less than Triumph's Tiger Sport 660, its closest rival on this list. But getting 10 to 15 more miles per gallon, and with slightly less frequent valve inspections, this bike will be cheaper to own. Certainly the 20-year production run in various guises of this engine and the 18 years of the DL650 has taught us that this bike is as reliable as it gets, something the Triumph cannot yet claim on their new model. Much like the Triumph and the KLR, the V-Strom will give you moderate to good protection from the elements and will be a comfortable and economical place for you on your daily commute. Like the Triumph, Suzuki offers aftermarket grips, handguards, seat options and shield options, as well as luggage. The ergos are comfortable for Mr. Average, and the quiet and the smooth L or V-twin has abundant torque down low. The DL650 has the reputation as an economical, reliable, real-world work bike and is used by motorcycle couriers and police forces all over the world for just that reason. And, as mentioned, it sips fuel. With proven range from its 20-litre tank of up to 450 kilometers or 280 miles, this bike has the legs to go long distances between fuel stops. It also has the ergos, engines and chassis to make it happen relatively quickly and in comfort, particularly for solo riders with lots of luggage. With traction control and ABS, you'll be well looked after, and the dash will give you all sorts of data. With a 19-inch front wheel, it will be more comfortable than the Triumph over poor road surfaces, but don't expect Bluetooth or frills. Pillion tours are quite possible, and if ridden reasonably, adjustable preload and rebound on the rear, 70 horsepower on tap mated to a 6-speed box will handle the 2-up tour with aplomb. While the V-Strom with its 19-inch front wheel is more dirt-worthy than the Triumph Tiger Sport 660, at 476 pounds wet it is by no means a true off-road motorcycle. Occasional use on well-groomed Forest Service roads is where it is comfortable. If shod with a pair of Michelin Anarchies or other 80% road, 20% off-road tyre. If you're really serious about going off-road, then the 6.7-inch ground clearance dictates a bash plate to protect the exposed oil filter, crash bars, metal handguards to save both the levers and your hands, And finally, a good sense of yours and the bike's limits is advisable. Picking this bike up will be a chore, but it's robust enough to take the abuse. No one would call the V-Strom 650 the most exciting bike to ride, even on this list. 3 other bikes will probably outshine it on the road. The performance of the flexible V-twin engine is rewarding but not scintillating. Marginally, it is the heaviest bike on this list. With the 19-inch front tire and solid frame and a budget suspension, the handling is capable, neutral, but never too flickable or sporty. On the track, with roughly the same engine and 40 pounds heavier than the SV, you'll be weaving and waving as the sprightly SV 650 and perhaps the Tiger Sport 660 overtake you into the corners. Overall, Suzuki's DL650 V-Strom, like the Triumph, is not the cheapest or most expensive bike on this list, but it is the best value for money for comfortable, longer two-up tours with luggage and light-duty off-road solo tours and campouts. This bike is a big step up from the much cheaper KLR on the road, while only being shaded by the KLR's 21-inch front wheel, longer travel suspension and superior ground clearance off-road. The V-Strom has been a contender for best all-round bike for 2 decades for a reason. For this price point, there's very little that competes with it for jack-of-all-trades, master-of-none crown.
Once again, thanks for watching everyone. If this is the first time you've watched, please consider subscribing. I do product reviews, motorcycle reviews, off-road and on-road vlogs, as well as tours. Don't forget to follow me on social media, that's Instagram, Facebook and Twitter, and to like, and especially, I'm begging you here folks, subscribe. This is the BlueMarbleRider, out.